I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call boys?
Break me in the mouth. Yes.
You have Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, and alongside me, as always, it's Juan, the Carpenter, 4-3.
The what?
The Carpenter,
The carpenter.
the swing set builder.
Oh my gosh! Don't get me
The-
started on that thing. I still do not give you credit for helping with that thing.
I was there for 3 hours, and I did so much good work that it only felt like I was there for 30 minutes.
I kid you not. I kid you not. By the time that end of that day came, I was like, "Why the heck did Gunner even come over?"
Hey, I got you guys started well.
Dude, I'm telling you, I legitimately thought it's like, man, you didn't even show up. Why did you even come?
I was there.
For like 20 minutes, it felt like
10:30 to 1:30. Three good hours. 3 hardworking hours. I just want to say, we're going to work on a project. You should really split up Colton, Jake, and Jordan into different areas.
What do you mean by that? Tell me. Tell me. What do you mean by that?
I think your idea of having like each person has a page. You got step 1, you got step 2, you got step 3. Set it up, and then we'll all come together and put it together.
We got it done.
It got done. It's done, and it works, and looks like William's having a blast on that thing.
That little goober is. That little goober is.
Yeah. As we mentioned last week, Colton was building a swing set for the kiddos, and he had a team set up, but the team all came at different times.
Yes. Yes, they did.
So the team was what, max 3 people at one time?
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah, I was really hoping for some more family help, but we just didn't quite get it. So that's okay. Do want to shout out Lil J and Jake for all the help that they did. Really appreciate them.
Man,
Thanks, guys.
Jake was there at the crack of dawn.
Well, Jake was coming by himself, so
That's true. That's true.
yeah, he literally just rolled up like right when we got done, like sorting out the wood, like putting it in categories, so to speak.
Don't get me started on that.
Oh my gosh.
Where's this part at? It's in that box over there. It's supposed to be in this box, Colton. It's all good. It was fun. It was fun while I was there. I'm sure it was more fun after I left. You guys are always fun to hang out with.
I mean, it's really it what'd you say?
Is fun the right word?
I was gonna say, it you really start to find out like how the three of us really mesh is like something like that. Give us a project, an all-day project. We're getting ready to do another one. So if you want to be a part of that, just to see how that goes.
I'm just gonna bring the camera and it'll just become a episode of the Call Guys.
Like I said, that could be a legit episode. Give us all mics and just let us be in a room together for hours.
Could be fun. Could be fun.
It'll be fun to somebody.
Yeah. It'll be fun with listeners. Oh my god, it'd be a mess.
Oh, how would you like to go and edit that? Just give it to your dad.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, need this edited.
Yep. Good luck. Just find the moments. Oh man,
chock full of them with us three.
Yeah.
So
what else is going on?
Oh man. Let's see. Work is picked up. So,
Always good.
Oh, always good. Always good. Yeah, man. I mean, outside of that, I feel like I really haven't had time to like watch anything new. So I'm just kind of like, I'm coming home and putting like The Office on and just like vegging out, and I hate myself for it.
Yeah. These last these last couple of weeks being so warm, I feel like it kind of just drains you almost.
Yeah, well, I ended up mowing the yard twice on accident a couple days ago because uh, mistakes were made. So got to make it look nice.
Mowed it too low.
Yep, on accident.
Eh,
Sped up the old process.
Yeah, it was pretty tall, even after you mowed it the first time. I'm assuming. Well, you
Yeah,
probably
because
mowed
I'm,
it a couple times, but
yeah, it was, man, it was,
some thick grass you got in that yard.
oh, yeah. Yes, sir. What about you, man?
I would say kind of the same. It's been kind of just come home, hang out, do little things, which is good. It's a good change of pace. This weekend's gonna be busy. That's pretty huge for me. So, but I mean, we haven't really watched a whole lot of new stuff either. Sarah restarted watching This Is Us, and it's one of those, the husband sits down, his wife's watching her show, and you're kind of watching out of the corner of your eye, and then you kind of get sucked in, but at the same time, you don't want to watch it. And I'm like, what happens here? What happened with them? Who's that? So I was kind of getting into it, and then I'd kind of get out of it, and then come back and get back into it. Actually, it's kind of a decent show.
Should be
I
watching
never watched it.
Fallout.
I have watched the first 3 episodes of Fallout,
You said that a couple days ago.
and I've fallen asleep a couple times. Not because I don't like it, because I can't stay awake. But I'll get
Just
through
need
it.
to prioritize.
Yeah, I need to watch it earlier in the day. When I get home, I
that,
need it. When I
that,
get home, I need to flip on an episode.
that would probably solve some
Yeah,
problems.
don't watch it at 9 o'clock at night when I'm tired. You know, it's bad when I wake up at 4 a.m. on the couch.
Oh, man, I can't tell you how many times I've woken
Oh,
up in between
so
the
many.
hours of like 2 and 4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
It's like, oops, yep, I slept on the couch, but I get up at 4, so I'll wake myself up. My internal alarm goes off. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet, which is good. I'm
good.
ready for a good weekend, Mother's Day weekend. Spend it with at the parents' house, so the good stuff. Cook out,
Good.
smoke a brisket. Hopefully it
That'll
turns
be
out pretty
fun.
good. Hopefully it turns out pretty good.
I'm sure it'll turn out fine.
It will. It will. All right, question of the pod for you, Colton.
What up? No.
What show would you choose if you were casted in it, and what character would you play?
So, do I know how the story ends?
It's a show. It's a show that you've seen 100 times. It's a show that you've watched. This is just you replacing the character you would want to be.
Man, that's a good question. Man, that's a really good question.
Hard to answer question, I guess.
Yeah, man, it is. That is kind of tough. What do you got?
Well, I'm a big buddy cop.
Yeah, I kind of knew where this was
Yeah.
going.
So really take your pick. But if I would have to choose, I'd go obviously Castle.
Yeah,
But there's the two cops on the team of Rick and Kate that their name is Ryan and Esposito, and I would probably take the place of Ryan and just be like the two cops that are or detectives that are kind of on the side. Don't need to be a main character, but just like a side main character.
man. See, I think I would want to go like on the animated side. Like I think of
Oh,
like American Dad. I think I'd love to be Roger. Um,
you'd be a tall Roger.
I would be a terrible hiding Roger. Um,
Your head would be taller.
um, Fry from Futurama. I think that would be fun. But yeah, when I would thought of it, I was like, man, only animated stuff is kind of popping up.
Yeah.
So,
I
uh,
I
but
was
yeah,
I was scrolling TikTok this morning before I went
oh,
to
the old
work.
TikTok.
The old TikTok, and it popped up. There's a Family Guy clip, and it was the episode where Chris goes to prom with Taylor Swift,
Oh gosh, yeah.
and she starts writing. She writes songs about him. That was yeah. So I had to actually go back and watch the whole episode because I'd never seen it before.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, I haven't watched all of Family Guy though either. But yeah, question of the pod. Send us your answers. Speaking of sending us your answers, segues are cool. Um,
Always.
always cool. We got an email from the ISOCAM, longtime listener, longtime emailer, multiple time guest, gonna be co-hosting an episode of the United States of Paranormal here in a couple weeks. Exciting,
Whoa. Whoa,
exciting for Cam.
ISO.
He's getting
ISO,
it.
brother.
He's going big.
Brother.
Yeah,
Remember us little folk when you make it to
yeah.
the top.
He's never gonna come back to the call guys ever again. He doesn't care about us at that point. But okay, yeah. So he did answer last week's well, and I guess it's not a question of the pod, but last week's topic, top 3 movies with numbers in the title. He said this was a hard list to make because I haven't seen lots of these movies, and the ones I have I really like. So number 3, The Ridiculous Six, Adam Sandler cowboy movie where he is on a mission to find his dad with all his brothers. Funny, typical Adam Sandler. Can't go wrong with any Adam Sandler movie, even Hubie Halloween. Suck it, Logan.
My man. My man.
Oh, sorry. Jow gone.
You cut
Gotcha.
out.
Oh, sorry. The fart cut. Number 2, Menace to Society, an amazing movie that is arguably better, could be that arguably could be number 1 and in my top movies of all time list, but I'm holding back. It is a movie of a man who grew up and learned the ways of the hood, but is actively trying to get better to better himself and make it out. Sad movie with an even sadder ending, but also filled with funny moments. Yes, it did make me cry on the first and maybe second watch.
Oh my.
Yeah, wow. Honorable mentions 9, Eight-Legged Freaks. And when I read this email, I said, crap, I forgot to put Eight-Legged Freaks even in my honorable mentions. It probably could have made my top 3.
Well, this next movie you're getting ready to say, I forgot to add to my honorable mentions.
Which one's that? 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Yeah.
7?
Now, 7 was my number
I
one.
know it was. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
So, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is actually a Jules Verne book that they
Okay.
converted to a movie. But I believe they've only made one movie. Disney made one back in like the 60s. And
Okay.
essentially, it's about a underwater sea vessel, and Captain Nemo is deemed to be a pirate, which is a lot of interpretation up there. You kind of got to read the book, and um, watch the movie too. I would say read the book to get a good guess if you would call him a pirate or not. But
Okay.
the very end of the movie though is a fight with a giant octopus, and how they did that scene is ooh
Bad.
1960s, 1950s,
Bad.
60s. It's a fun watch. You should watch it.
Okay. I'll have to
You'd
check
get
it
a
out.
kick out of it. But it's a great. I love that book. It's my one of my favorite books I ever read growing up.
Okay. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I'll have to check it out. Then like I said, he had 7, and then the 40-year-old virgin, which that's a good comedy movie there.
Yeah.
Is number 1, The Sixth Sense, one of my all-time favorite thriller movies, and in my opinion, has one of the greatest twists ever. It also has one of the most recognized quotes ever. I see dead people. Yeah, it's a good list game.
Take that
Great.
back right now.
Sorry.
He has ridiculous 6 on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
list.
I don't know that that should be. That wouldn't even be in my top 15 Adam Sandler movies. Top 20. It's gonna be. It might be last in my Adam Sandler. Well, Spanglish wasn't a great movie.
In ISO's defense, he did put the disclaimer out there that he said he had not seen a lot. So,
That's true. That's true. But yeah, no.
who ISO
Mm.
brother, you got some good ones in there. You got
Love
some
Ta-
good
I
ones.
love Taylor Lautner in that movie. That's the only good part of it. And his character is terrible.
Oh my.
But yeah, thanks for
Love
the
you, brother. Hey
thanks for
man,
the
thanks
email.
for reaching out to us at thecallguyspodcast at gmail.com.
That's right. That's right. Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. All right. There you go. ISOCAM email. Please, we'd love to hear from all of our listeners. Anything you want to send us. If you want to send us your list from each episode, we'd love to hear from you. All right, before we get into film news, I wanna mention the next 3 episodes. We are doing a 3-part series with Just Logan from the other side on the United States of Paranormal, one of the old Team Tejas members and multiple time guest on the Call Guys. You all know Logan. He's coming on,
Just
and
Logan.
Just Logan. He's coming on to do the Rotten Rangers series with us. We're going to cover 3 episodes, 3 movies. He is a huge Power Rangers fan. Colt and I are
Grew up
childhood
with them.
childhood Power Rangers
Grew up with the
fans.
Power
Yes,
Rangers.
very much so. So excited to go back, watch these movies, discuss them with Logan, who has multiple, social media pages that covers his own designs and designs with friends and stuff, and then some reach out stuff that he has too. So we'll cover that in those episodes. We'll talk to Logan about one of his favorite fandoms, and yeah, I'm excited for that coming up. The next 3 episodes. Hope you're all excited too. You ready for that, Colton?
Ready for what?
Rotten Rangers.
I am actually.
I think
Um,
it'll be fun.
it really is a piece of my childhood that I grew out of, and after rewatching the movies, I know why. um, but it was always something that was a part of. I got some fun stories about
Nice.
Power Rangers and whatnot, so I'm pretty excited to share some of those. And
I'm gonna try to find the MMPR VHS to put on my shelf back there.
ooh, nice. I
I
used
know
to
I have
have
it.
it.
I have it somewhere.
I used to have it,
Yeah.
but yeah, I remember watching that movie all the time. Like it just seemed like my childhood.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for that series. I think it's going to be a fun one with Logan and Skylar for the
Skywalker. Oh
first
yes, the
one.
Skywalker will also be here for Mighty Morphin. So
Mm-hmm.
be a good one. Real
Oh
good one.
yeah,
What else we got going on, Colton?
man, I am excited. I am excited about this. I've been working on a an interview with a with someone who I think if you enjoy this podcast, I think you will really enjoy this interview. It is a classic case of it's not what you know, it's who you know. So, um, I think it's going to be. I strongly urge you guys to definitely check this interview when it comes out. It's probably going to be. I think we're thinking like sometime in June, maybe late June. Just
Yep.
trying to get it figured out with the interviewee and us and our schedules and whatnot. So the only thing I'm going to say is MX144. That's the only hint I'm going to give this entire time until we get to this interview. So if you got any guesses on what that could mean, let us know at the call guys podcast at gmail.com. What could be MX144? What could that mean? And if you guess it, we'll send you a shirt.
Dang. Dang. All right, you
so
heard it here first.
so yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty
Nice.
excited about it though. And
Yeah,
I think
it's
Gunner's slowly. I think Gunner's
no,
excited.
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be. I think we really need to prep ourselves for this one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely figure out a roadmap that we're gonna have
Yeah.
to
Sounds like we're gonna have to sit down and have a couple, brewskis and figure it out.
oh yeah, no, I'm and I mean in all honesty, man, here's a pre-production meeting, but
Pre-production meeting. This is
yeah,
like
we
months
definitely
in.
need to make sure we've got everything
Ducks in rows.
correctamundo. So yeah, I just want to the listeners out there to know that we are very very excited about this.
100.
So
100. 100.
whew,
Okay.
whew.
You ready for some film news?
Always, brother.
All right, Colton. Film news. When I look up film news,
Yeah, man.
I look at Hollywood Reporter. I pretty much look at every website I can possibly, and it's usually what I pick is something I see on multiple websites, something that, well, for one, sticks out to me, but is also like shown on multiple websites and things like that. So, this one's hits the childhood a little bit, I think. Only because I grew up on Game Show Network, like hardcore.
Ooh.
Um, so Protagonist Pictures has unveiled the new drama thriller Press Your Luck, which
What?
is going to cover one. It's based on a true story. Yeah, it's based on a true story. It's on Michael Larson, an
What?
unemployed ice cream truck driver.
Yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
know
have
this
you?
story.
Yeah, so it's actually it's a thriller drama that's going to cover the story of how
What
he.
he did.
Yes,
Okay. I don't know I I don't know if I want it or need it, but I'll probably definitely check it out because I have a
yeah,
hunch they're gonna try to make that guy um
the bad guy.
not no, I think they're gonna try to humanize him
Oh, okay, I got you.
to why he did what he did.
I can see that
And
twist in that.
oh yeah, I mean it's 2024, brother. Like, what do you expect? Like,
Twist it up, twist it
yeah,
hard, twist
they're
it,
gonna
pop
be
it,
like, yeah,
shake it.
dude's gonna sell his story out for a nice little paycheck
Oh
and
yeah,
come out looking like a rose. And I'm sure the makers of Pressure Luck are gonna come out as the bad guys.
I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe it'll be the complete opposite.
I hope so, because the dude, I mean, in okay, if we're looking at this from like big picture here, like the dude found the system,
Hmm.
figured out the system. For those who don't know what we're talking about, this guy cheated in Pressure Luck and won a ton of money and prizes. And all because he would watch the show and he knew the pattern. He just figured out the pattern of how the board worked. And which you found the loophole, good for you.
It's like
That's
counting
great.
cards, man.
Yeah, it's yes, exactly. And the dude stuck to the game plan, and the dude won a lot and the dude got nailed for it.
They're probably watching his eyes like this guy's watching the board way too closely to be like because most contestants on Pressure Luck are just like jumping around and they
Big
hit
money,
it.
big
No
money, big
whammies, no
money, no whammies,
whammies.
no whammies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, talk about a childhood quote that I still quote today. No
Oh,
whammies,
oh,
no whammies.
oh,
All
all the
the time.
time. All the time. Have you watched the Elizabeth Bank one?
No, I have not.
Oh man, she is fantastic with it. But the problem is that you know what she never says? May the odds be ever in your favor. I'm telling you, I've watched it. I've watched it for a couple years now, and that's the one thing I wait for her to say every
Yeah,
time
yeah,
because I want to know. I if it because they do it a little different. Have you okay? So they do it differently. Like once you make like the final round, you do like 5 spins, and then you press your luck, and you get 4 whammies, but you get to keep going, and they keep adding bigger and bigger prizes.
yeah,
If I made it to the last spin, the very last spin, I would request that she says that.
yeah. May the odds be ever in your favor. Yes. Um,
Anywho,
leads me to a question for you.
what's that, man?
Is there a game show that you would want to see, like a story or like interpreted on the big screen?
I don't even know what that means.
like you take like one of those older game shows and they write a movie about it, right? Like
Yeah, it's
behind the
called
scenes.
Newlyweds. It's called Life.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like newlywed game would be like the
Life.
behind the
It's
scenes of
it's life.
of newlywed game. Like the twist it as in there's like some drama that goes on behind the scenes and like things like that.
um, Not really.
Card
No,
sharks, card sharks. They're
I
actually
was
they're
thinking.
actually a mob or something in the back.
Shit, no, they're actually playing on the water, and if you lose, you
You get thrown
you
into the
get dumped
sharks.
into the sharks. Um,
Dang, that'd be cool.
I mean, yeah, that would stuff like that would be interesting. I can't think of a game show that I would, nothing really
I
is
don't
jumping
know,
out to me.
like Deal or No Deal, but like horror.
No, no.
It'd be like Saw.
Oh gosh,
You want to play a game?
you want to play a game? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
There you go, Colton. There's film news.
That's pretty neat though. That's
Yeah.
pretty neat. That's an interesting story. I did research project on it one time, and
Oh, wow. Really hit you on the home plate there.
well, I think it was during, I can't remember what it was during. I don't think it was high school. It might have been college.
Interesting.
So,
Well, here you go. You got something else to put
yeah,
on your
something
put on your
else to watch.
bibliography.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it because it is an interesting story.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what,
I don't know how they're gonna make it sexier than he just memorized the pattern.
yeah.
Like, how do you make
They're
that into TV?
they're gonna show him at home like calculating.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He's gonna have it like written. He's gonna have it like drawn on his. He's gonna have like it drawn on his TV.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, beautiful mind it. And stop. So,
Wah, wah, wah.
mm,
All right, Colton.
good
You
stuff.
ready? Are
Good
you
stuff,
ready?
dude. Man, I am as ready as I shall be.
I'm actually pretty ready for this, I think.
Ooh,
Um he's not one of my favorite actors of all time, but he is a really good actor. I mean, you wouldn't make a movie called Massive Talent about yourself if you didn't think you were a good actor. And
I
yeah.
mean, I feel like that's just more of an ego boost, but
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. We are continuing our actor series from last year, and we are going to be talking about Sir Mr. the Dude, Nicholas Cage. Nick Cage,
Nick Cage.
one of my sister's favorite actors, to the point where you lift the toilet seat at my parents' house and there was a picture of his face underneath it. Like, and it was everywhere. One time we actually were walking through Walmart, and for some reason we had one of them, and we put it in a blender in the blender aisle, and the like one of the displays, and it was just pointing out into the aisle. So she was a huge fan. She still is a huge fan. But yeah, Nick Cage. We're gonna do top three. We'll do a little bit of his history, his life. Not much. There's a very interesting fact in here. I don't know if you knew this or not, but Nick Cage was born as Nicholas Kim Coppola in Long Beach, California, son of comparative literature professor August Coppola, and whose brother is Francis Ford Coppola. Did you know that?
No, I did not know
I
that.
had no clue. And then I read this and was like,
Good choice.
ah, you got a good brother. I wonder how you got into the movie business.
Yeah.
Actually, I did read that one of his first main like big roles was because of his brother
Oh yeah.
or his uncle, I guess.
I mean,
Fred would be
I said it earlier, man. It's not what you know; it's who you know.
exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry. Francis is his uncle, and his first role was Rumblefish in 1983. Was one of his first big roles, and that was directed by his uncle. So yeah. Um he didn't really have a whole lot going on in his childhood when I looked everything up. But yeah, he started around the early 1980s, took off in the late 90s, early 2000s, and now he's just kind of on the edge of let's just do a movie occasionally.
I mean, the dude pumped him out like
He did.
he went hard for like 15, 20 years, it
Yeah.
seemed like.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking pretty much 82 to like maybe the early 90s and then what, late 90s to now.
Yeah.
But he had some lull points in there, but
Yeah,
um
I believe he needed to make some movies to make some money to pay some things.
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. You need to make that money. You need to make that money. Um anything
Should
you
have
want to
been
say?
saving that money.
Yeah, anything you want to say about Nick Cage?
He, to me, he's one of those actors that when I think of his movies, it's like, oh crap, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like that movie. That was a good movie.
I
Oh
have
man, great movie.
I have
And it's
one that's that way.
just like so many movies that you think about, you're like, holy crap, Nicolas Cage is in it. What the heck? Like
Yeah.
you totally forget sometimes. So he's just that kind of actor to me. Do I think he's like great like your sister thinks? Oh heck no. But he has made some really good movies that you're just like, holy crap, that was him.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's one of those that's just he's that recognizable face and you're just like, "Yep, there's Nick Cage. There's Nick Cage."
Oh yeah.
But he did play some small roles here and there. He did play some, I mean, obviously some really big roles, and um we're going to do our top 3, and I don't I, going back and looking at his movies, I feel like we're probably going to repeat a couple times just because a lot of his movies are like I don't think I've ever seen that, you know?
Yeah.
If I have, I've seen clips or scenes. I've never seen the whole thing. So you just
Okay.
you just want to get into it?
Yeah, man, let's go.
All right. 3, 2 honorable mentions. One,
You want to go first?
I'll go first since you went first last time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start with 1996, directed by Michael Bay. And I'm gonna say Welcome to the Rock.
Welcome to the Rock.
Yes.
Nice.
Nick Cage, Sean Connery, Ed Harris. Just a great action flick. Um, I feel like Nick Cage played Stanley Goodspeed in like every movie he was in this era of time. Like just like that same like I don't know. It's just the way he acts, I guess. But this movie is one of those. It's quotable. It's good. It's got good action. I mean, you get movies like this and like Con Air that just feel like the same kind of movie, you know. And um, I don't know. I guess I like his story in this as much as anything. He's that like he's there to fix a problem, not be the badass. He's there as the nerd or as the what is he? He was like a chemist or something, I think. And
Yeah, he was the chemist who was going to be able to disarm
yeah,
the bombs on the
yeah,
rock.
on the Rock. Yeah. So Stanley Goodspeed, The Rock, Sean Connery, one of his greatest roles.
Okay, not I don't know about that, but
It's a great role. It's a great Sean Connery role.
oh
But
gosh.
yes, he has better roles. Um, just a good movie.
Good pick, man. I love that pick. Great number pick for number 3.
All right,
Fantastic.
fan
M- My number
freaking
3,
yeah.
a 1997 flick
Oh,
directed by Simon West,
okay.
starring Nick Cage, John Cusack, John Malkovich. It is Con Air.
Con Air.
I mean, yes. quintessential action
Oh
Nick
yeah.
Cage. Like, just look the part, just the hair. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Story of, going to jail for beating up a couple folks.
Yep.
Um, and then he gets on this plane, which I never really understood, the process of how he got there, but he did, and it being taken over by the convicts. So, um,
Convict.
great cast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, we got, yeah, like Cusack, Malkovich, uh, Ving Rhames. I think Rhymes, is that Rhames or
Rhymes.
Rhymes?
Rhymes.
Rhymes. I thought so. Um, I mean, we got Dave Chappelle on this thing. We got
Mm-hmm.
Buscemi, Steve Buscemi, Danny, young Danny Trejo. I
Yeah.
mean, just a great cast that they got for this movie. Um, Very over the top, very extra.
Yes.
Um, but I mean, but these were the type of movies like the late '90s was just about
Mm-hmm.
big explosions, big action, big fights, and you know,
Yeah.
just it was good. It was well done. So my number three is Con Air.
Con
Gunner.
Con Air is a great movie.
I know. It's
Such a good movie.
it is. Gunner. You're number two. Doesn't make you cry.
No crying, but man, have I watched this movie so many times. I think I've at least watched it already twice this year because it's always showing. 2004, The Secret Lies with Charlotte.
Always.
Always. One of my favorite treasure hunting movies. Um, gosh, Nick Cage, Diane Kruger, Justin Bartha, Sean Bean, John Voight. Like like you said with Con Air, this is just a phenomenal cast. And they all work so well together. National Treasure. I do like both of them, but obviously you cannot pass up first one if it's on TV. Like I'm watching it every single time. And like man, it is just amazing. The way it's written, the way things come back in the end. Obviously the corncob pipe from the Charlotte ends up being the key to getting to the treasure room at the end. Like it's little things like that that you're watching this whole thing. It's got a little bit of comedy, it's got some action, it's got shooting and fighting, and it's got explosions and just enough to just make you satisfied while watching a movie, and all just to go find a treasure that nobody believes is there. And the stealing of the Declaration of Independence, getting the girl, convincing his dad that what he's been doing his whole life is worth it, and that whole relationship flip, and especially in the second one where his dad is like 100% into the treasure hunting at that point, like just amazing. Love the friendship that goes bad with Boromir and Ghost Rider. um, yeah, Sean Bean, Boromir, Lord of the Rings.
Oh my
It's just
gosh.
one of those things you see his face and you're like, that's freaking Boromir. Um, but yeah, National Treasure.
One does not simply steal the Declaration of Independence.
Exactly. I, I also love that he calls into the FBI and says somebody's going to steal the Declaration of Independence, and they just kind of laugh it off. So he steals it himself.
Well, the problem with that is that that is like factually known and true to have happened within our government.
Yeah. Like, haha. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So yeah,
Yeah.
Colton, you're number two. Does it make you cry?
There's a couple scenes that get me a little teary eyed.
Okay.
2002 flick directed by John Woo, starring Nick Cage, Adam Beach, Peter Stormare. This is a World War II movie. It is Wind Talkers. I've talked about it before. He plays a Marine whose job is to protect the Navajo Marines. back in World War II, they used the language of the Navajo as their secret code to speak. And essentially they were on pretty much they cannot be captured type of things. And don't know how much of it is true. Uh but that part is true, is that the Navajos did were enlisted into the Marines, and that the Navajo language was used as code during radio and call strikes. So really, really cool from a historical standpoint in that aspect. Um, like I said, I think I just like this movie. It's a movie I watched with my dad a lot.
So I don't think I've ever seen it.
Um, Kind of underrated, a little underrated.
Okay.
Um, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I forgot Mark Ruffalo's in this thing.
Oh, Mark Ruffalo.
Dang, but um, good movie. It's a good movie. Not fantastic by any means, but if you like a World War II movie with some historical, um, some of that's really, really interesting. And the ending will get to you. Will catch you by surprise. Um, so yeah, man. My number two, Wind Talkers.
Nice.
Gunner, honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. I've got Connor,
Nice.
Face Off. I
Mm.
mean, two of his probably biggest movies.
Oh yeah.
Um, Big Daddy in Kick Ass.
Mm.
Great role. Just yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but I love that movie.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
sneaky. It's sneaky underrated.
Sneaky, underrated. I like that. That's good. Um, Spider Noir into the Spider Verse. Great small time character he played there. And then I also got The Knowing, which I enjoy The Knowing. I've watched that one so many times.
All right. Well, I think I know your number one,
Yeah, you do.
but my honorable mentions are The Rock,
Yeah.
National Treasure,
Hmm.
The Knowing,
Hmm.
Spider Noir,
Nice.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
Okay.
Those are mine. Brother, what's your number one?
Across the spot. No. No, it's gone in 60 seconds, and we talked about it
Yeah,
last week,
we
and
did.
um, I couldn't pass it up as my number one. It's a great movie. We talked about everything, um, Eleanor, and just the idea of him having to steal 50 cars in 3 days and getting it done, and then playing the people that he was stealing them for. It's a great story. It's great action. It's Fast and the Furious before Fast and the Furious. What about you? Number one. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I've mentioned it or no.
I've talked about it a lot on the pod. I really
Yeah.
have.
Okay.
And I'm actually, you should write it down and watch it because it's on Freevee.
Freebie.
Okay, it's on Freevee.
Okay.
It's a 2005 movie directed by Andrew Nicole.
Sure.
Nicole, we'll go with that. Starring Nick Cage, Ethan Hawke, and Jared Leto. This is the movie called Lord of War. Um, when I first saw this movie, it was not in 2005. I saw this movie probably 5, 6 years later, and it seemed like that's when Nick Cage was kind of going off a little bit off the
Yeah, he was
rails.
done. Yeah.
And um, I thought that this movie, like, it was portrayed perfectly for like his current life. Like, I thought it was shot during like the current age. I didn't realize it was that old of a movie by the time I actually saw it. It's a fantastic, fantastic movie. He plays an arms dealer, and his job is to fund wars.
Hmm.
Um, Ethan Hawke is the Interpol agent who is essentially trying to go after him and stop him the whole time. And Jared Leto plays his brother in the movie. And like I said, and he tries to balance the life of, being a quote unquote businessman.
Wait a second.
And
I've seen clips from this. 100%. Um,
it's got the to me, it's one of my favorite all-time opening scenes, because it goes about the making of a bullet,
okay.
and it goes through that whole process and how it's done, and then it gets shipped, and then it gets shipped overseas, and then it gets loaded into a AK-47, then it gets shot, and you see where the bullet ends up, and that's like the opening of the movie. um One of the most unique things I've ever saw from an opening scene during that time. He essentially is a bad version of Tony Stark. Every
Bad.
side's got an
Oh,
arms dealer. He is on the bad side, so to
nice.
speak. So, um, definitely one of my favorite roles of his. I can't say it enough that if you haven't watched it, give it a good once over. It's on Freevee. It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I'm in. I'm in. It's
I
not.
figured you'd
It's
like it for
not.
Jared Leto.
It's not certified rotten.
No, it's not. It's
Oh gosh, man. 2005. Jared Leto was probably early 20s.
dude. He plays his character like I feel like he's suited. It was well casted.
Okay.
Like those three. Ethan Hawke probably could have been interchangeable, but um, Jared Leto perfect, Cage perfect, Hawk not bad.
Is that one of Leto's first roles he ever played?
Ooh, good
Probably.
question.
I would
Let's look.
assume. I would assume so.
We will look it
Um,
up right
yeah.
now.
Go ahead and do that. I'm gonna hit up some plugs unless you have anything else you want to say about Nick Cage.
Man, brother, I do not.
He's a great actor. If you have not watched a lot of his movies, I think you should go out and at least watch some of these that we've mentioned, especially some of his early 90s films, man. They're good. They're all cheesy actions, explosions, driving cars kind of movies, but they are good. And I
Dude,
really
not
think you
even
should.
close, not even close to being his first movie. He was in The Thin Red Line.
Okay.
Do you know that movie?
I've heard of it.
It's another war movie. It's okay. And he was also in Fight Club,
Okay. Young.
American Psycho, Panic Room,
Yeah.
and then Lord of War in '05. It looks like his first movie was How to Make an American Quilt
Wow.
in '95. So 10 years.
Okay. 10 years of jobs
Yeah, no
and making
joke.
music, making great music. If you've never listened to 30 Seconds to Mars, put some headphones on, turn your Spotify on,
Welcome
check
yourself
them
to the
out.
cult.
Yes. Yes. Also, let's see, what day does this episode air, Colton? It's gonna be Live Nation's $25 ticket sales will be over. I'm so sorry for anybody that's out there that wants cheap concert tickets. You missed it. Better luck
That's
next
okay.
year.
Always next year.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man. Let's get these plugs.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Call Guys podcast or click the link in the description. We'd love for you to watch us on YouTube after or instead of listening to us on your favorite podcast site, or do both because we love the listens, we love the views. You can click the link in the description, go to the YouTube channel. Obviously, you can go to goldenmojoent.com where you can find all of our social medias, everything like that. But if you want to look it up yourself, facebook.com/callguyspod, Instagram at the call guys, and TikTok at the call guys podcast. Follow us on all those pages. Send us messages, send us DMs, whatever. We'd love to hear from you. And if you rather email us, you can send us an email, the call guys podcast at gmail.com. Top threes, top fives, lists from all of the 11 other episodes that we've done. We'd love to hear from you. You want to answer the questions of the pod? If you want to go back and get every single question of the pod and just send us an email with an answer to every single one of them we've done over the last 2 years, that'd be great. If you had the time to do that, that'd be pretty amazing. But yeah, when you're done listening to us, go listen to all the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Just go to goldenmojoent.com and you can find them all there, whether it's the United States of Paranormal, Golden 80s, Indiana Chiefs fans, Golden Image Podcast, Murdnerds, Quarter Books and Booze, soon to come more. So just be on the lookout for all those. And yeah, make sure you go check out Perfectly Picked Games at perfectlypickedgames.com. Anything else, Colton?
Man, I don't think so. Love you, brother.
Love you, brother. All right. For all those out there in podcast land, here's a message from Perfectly Picked Games. See you next time.
Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Later. Bye. See ya. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
The Call Guys